Will the housing market crash in 2025? That's the question that many people want to know in Northeast Ohio. Stay tuned for more. Hi, this is Joy Larson with the Joy team, Keller Williams, Greater Cleveland Market. Welcome back to our channel. Wanted to talk to you about just the whole thing with crashing of the market. Will it be in real estate in 2025? Well, we will be looking at 5 different things, and stay tuned all the way for my hidden gem on what I predict. Let's dive right in. Number 1, the economy. First up, we need to keep an eye on what's going on in the economy. How are the jobs? Do we have in Northeast Ohio enough jobs to create the money and the income for people to buy a home, right? So we keep an eye on the unemployment rate. If the unemployment is low, then everybody's happy, everyone feels confident, and they feel okay buying a home. And so we see a lot of buyers out there at that time. If the economy and the unemployment rises, then a lot of people feel unsure. They aren't wanting to buy a home, and so they decide to stay in the rental game or stay put with their low interest rates. So we keep an eye on that one factor. Northeast Ohio, we are doing just fine at this time. Now, anything can happen, right? But at this time, we see a lot of people working and they feel confident. The second thing that we look at for trends is the interest rates. So in Northeast Ohio and all of the U.S., interest rates right now just dipped. They went up in the 7s, even the 8s recently, and then they dropped into the mid 6s currently. So it is one of those things where we've been there for a little bit now, where a lot of people want to see what's going to happen because affordability, the more the interest rate is, the less people can afford. And at 6.5%, we've been seeing a lot of people coming back out on the market. And even a lot of people who were wanting to upsize, they are deciding, hey, it's been a little bit, it's been a hot second, and it's been at 6.5. We are going to go ahead and move. And we've been seeing more and more of that. We've been in the spring hot market currently. The third trend that we look at, if it's going to crash, is the supply and demand. How many houses do we have on the market? Is there a lot of buyers out there? Well, we have a graph that I love to look at. And if it says 3 months of inventory and under, we're in a seller's market, which that creates the supply factor. There's not enough supply for the demand of the buyers. So currently, based on our graphs, it is showing less than 3 months, which means that we need more homes up on the market. So we are in a seller's market. So buyers are having to go into multiples in Northeast Ohio, which right now isn't ideal for the buyers, but it is still okay currently. So in certain other parts of the country, it is flipped where it's become a buyer's market. My son is in Orlando, and there's a lot of homes coming up on the market, a lot of sellers, so the buyers can get a better deal. As well as Austin, Texas, buyers can pick a ton. And there's just so many people that are trying to sell their homes. So Northeast Ohio is not like that. So currently, all of Northeast Ohio is a seller's market. So it is a great time for sellers to get their homes listed. All right. The fourth thing we need to look at is local factors. Like, are we having a bunch of businesses come in and all of that? Are we seeing healthy growth in the infrastructure and with that? Well, in Cleveland, we usually don't see the wham, the line where so many people come in. In Columbus, they have a lot. Intel is coming in. and they have a lot of people and a lot of infrastructure coming in there. So they are in a huge shortage for buyers currently. But in Northeast Ohio, we're steady as we go. Steady Eddie is what I call us. So we pretty much stay status quo with the local factors. So in that sense, we don't have a ton of people leaving Cleveland or a ton of people coming in. So steady Eddie as we go. And the fifth thing is historical trends. So this is a great thing to do when you are buying or selling. And we take a look at historical trends from one year to the next, such as COVID just totally messed up the real estate market and a lot of things, right? But we found during that season, there was no spring market. It was just everyone bought at any time because people were just at home buying at that time on the market, buying homes. Well, then things have changed again. So now we are seeing that the spring market usually happens in February, March, April, May. Well, because of it being so stinking cold in Cleveland, in Northeast Ohio, Akron and Canton, we found that a lot of people weren't outside because they didn't want to go outside looking for homes. So January and February were a little bit slower. And now, all of a sudden, the spring has kicked on in. Those of you who aren't local, we have had a very, very wintry winter, and now all of a sudden, boom, winter is gone. We might get snow here or there, but it's heading into, as I'm filming this right now, it's 74, and we are in mid-March. So that is something we look at, trends, and usually the spring market hits February, March, April. This year it was a little later because of all the snow. So we are in the spring market, March, April, May, but we keep an eye on all those trends. So whenever you do watch this video, we look at what is it looking like and what has history looked like as well. So that way we can see when there are dips. And usually November, December, January, February, those of you who are investors, that's when the investors are out buying because we find a lot more deals, those that are sitting on the market and all of that. So we keep that in mind. All right, you stay tuned all the way to the end. What's going to happen? Is there going to be a crash? Well, I do have to say, no crash. There will not be a crash unless there's an economic disaster. Because again, we look at the economic downturns, and if people lose their jobs, then that would change my prediction. But in Northeast Ohio in 2025, will there be a crash? No. The interest rates are 6.5. That's not bad. I know some of you are in 2s, 3s, 4s, but really 6.5 on average. The average is in the 6.5 if you look over the course of history. And the pricing in Northeast Ohio, you can't beat it here. It is actually, and if you look, it's cheaper to buy than rent in many places. If you were to look at your mortgage payment for 30 years, you probably will be having it cheaper to do that. So keep that all in mind. Make sure to check out our other videos and text us on our team and subscribe to my channel if you need any help. Thanks so much for joining us, and see you next time.